So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So yeah, this will be my Bonclay showcase, and to be honest, it will be the first of many because there's so many ways to use this guy, and just by making the teams I made so far, I got so many ideas to combine him with other units. I will say that the next thing I'll do for sure is to play around with him with superclass units, since Monclay can basically pair up with any superclass unit and just increase your damage output against any given color by a lot. By also giving super type and being able, yeah, he's the only one that can give super type to any color. So, but yeah, let's focus on this video now. And yeah, this is the first team I made. I made this the day of his release. Like, I couldn't resist. I had to make some team to try him out. So I looked a bit about teams where he could make sense as one captain, and I noticed Arena Kawamatsu, since final stage here has full board of block orbs and it has decreased chain, so you can handle both of that with Bonclay. So then I just built around the idea that it will be a mono quick team with Bonclay, and then final stage Bonclay also becomes quick. And this is a very realistic way you can use Bonclay. Now, this team is obviously not optimal, but it's pretty fun. And yeah, the main reason to make videos like this is to just try things out. It doesn't have to be the best teams or anything. But yeah, for this stage, we're going to use Bobbin as well as Magellan. Honestly, for stages like this, it's better to have a Smoker as friend captain, since I can use with Bobbin easier. But at the same time, I should have just put Bobbin on the right side. I'm not sure why I put him to the left. But yeah, like, this was the first run I made. Like, if I had done another run, I could have maybe switched that. But if the team works the first time, I'm often fine with that for videos like this. I do mess up a bit. I was pretty sure I'd kill in one turn, but yeah. Maybe Smoker had a matching orb, but I'm able to kill in the second turn. It's pretty tight though. Like, I can't recommend this team, since obviously it was pretty RNG that I made it through stage 4 there. But it might not need to be RNG, like if I did more playtesting and such. But as said, it's a showcase, it doesn't matter. Tashigi support on Smoker, remove attack down. Killer removes most of the spear and reduces CD. I also use the Rumble Lucy to remove the remaining debuffs and give an ore boost. We'll use Smoker for an attack boost, Magellan for color affinity, and this is where Bon comes in, because we got all the main buffs now. We got full immunity as well, but Bon has the base stat buff, so I'd say that this buff is not that big of a deal most of the time, but the nice thing with it is that it's a unique buff. Very few units still has it, so you can stack it with everything else. At the same time, the actual extra damage you get is pretty low. Like, for Bonclay, who has one of the highest base stat buffs, it's still just 1500 attacks. This is average like 1.75 times extra damage, which isn't too shabby, of course. I'm not going to belittle that, but yeah, it's not something you put on the team for the sake of it. But yeah, this team I really liked. We're doing the hardest arena, Arena Ashura. And this is an arena that a lot of Legends struggle with. Like, I've tried double V3 Lucia against this, and it was a pain in the behind, to say the least. Like, I've said this before with Arena Ashura, it's that it's very hard to come up with new ideas for teams. Like, I could probably do like the basic team with V3 Lucia and it worked. But I don't want to do that. I want to make something a bit more new and cool, and I couldn't do that with Lucci. But I did an okay effort with Bon. And I think this team really shows the value of Bon's niche of being able to become any color and or class. Like, I often make teams like this where the puzzle just ends up working barely. And often, like for every team like that I make, I have very many failed teams where I couldn't get the puzzle to work. But the thing with Bon is that he's a real cheat bit of the puzzle because he will always fit the puzzle. Like if you want the Bon clay piece, he will fit the color you want and the class that you want, and that's what makes this team work. Like literally I do enough damage final stage here because the Frame Captain Bon Clay is a dex unit that is free spirit and powerhouse. Like that's a super specific condition and you can rarely meet stuff like that, but Bon Clay can always meet it. So that's very cool. But yeah, we've taken it a bit easier. One very cool thing with Bon ability here is his healing ability. If you saw my Hawkins Forest video the other day, you'll have noticed that he heals an insane amount when you do double Bon Clay. And you'll see that here too. I'll basically be able to heal back to full this stage. I've also not talked about this yet, but this is actually a mono powerhouse team. It's just that we won't be mono powerhouse until the very last turn. But now at least 5 units are mono powerhouse, so that's a start. And yeah, Bon Clay's ability to do chain lock with super type special is very useful here. I know that has got a lot of... many people are unhappy that it's a chain lock, but like it's mainly an issue for like Kizuna and stuff. And this Bon might actually be pretty good in Kizuna, like I might talk about that in another video in the future. But outside of Kizuna, like it doesn't matter, chain lock is fine 99% of the time. Yeah, swap Smooth and Oven for end of turn damage. Zoro Orb boost and chain lock with the Treasure Map Recruit Luffy support. Jinbei attack boost, Color Affinity with the Shirahoshi support. And yeah, we'll barely get enough damage here. And we'll also barely survive. So yeah, this is very clutch. Ooh. But yeah, the next turn is the main issue. So yeah, there are some considerations here, like I use Smoothie and Oven first. This gives an Orb boost to Quick, Int, and Psy. But we also have the Wii for Katakuri support. This is an attack boost to Powerhouse. So I want to change my Bon to Powerhouse now. But I don't want to swap to Dex here, because then I lose the ship boost. So instead I go to Int. I could have been Psy too. But then I have the Viv support here. And this gives extra damage to the Friend Captain Bon Clay. And in case you wonder why I used Friend Captain Bon Clay first, it's because of how Ashura final stage works. If Captain is Strength, Int, or Psy, then Ashura does nothing with your orbs. But if your Captain is Dex or Quick, Ashura will start being annoying and change your orbs. And I lock my orbs for final stage. So that was the only way it kind of worked out. But yeah, I was a big fan of that team. It always feels good to make Arena Ashura teams. But yeah, I decided I wanted to do a team with Bon Clay as a sub, just to show like the value of being able to fit his special on any team, because in the end, it's a pretty unique special, pretty unique kit. And he also has stuff like Hunger. Like the Hunger doesn't matter here, but his Recovery or Manip does matter. So yeah, like this is not the best example possible. Like this is a pure meme team. Even if I think it's cool, like V3 Lucius, Stampede Luffy. But yeah, I think it shows like the potential at least. So yeah, Stampede Luffy is nice here since there's a lot of paralysis. And we can just ignore it. And yeah, I'm just going to 2-turn this stage. Another nice potential use for Bone Clay that doesn't really matter for this particular content is that, like, stage 4 is an int boss, so in regular cases Bone Clay being Zai would help and you'd get some extra damage out of it. Obviously this time it doesn't matter since we rely on Stampede Luffy, but in some cases that means like Bone Clay can help do extra damage on this stage and then on the final stage. I messed up here a bit. Nami is supposed to be under Luffy to give the guarantee. Oh, sorry about that. I got... It doesn't stop. So yeah, I had to rely on RNG here, but since I got it, I was like, I'm not going to redo this round just because of that. But yeah, Rebecca to remove the damage threshold, gets some extra damage for Stampede Luffy. And yeah, that would be a very easy kill, and we can move on to final stage. And yeah, Colo Kiku is a bit annoying still, despite being a Colosseum. But yeah, we have the new V4 Boa support to get a free chain lock. A support to remove the bind. And yeah, we use Sabo to get some color affinity and remove the resilience. Bone Clay, we get the base stat buff and recovery ore manip. Lucci for ore boost. Super type to make it stronger. And yeah, now we consume 2 recovery orbs to get rid of the hunger. And then we just kill. And that's the showcase. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.